Shalom, shalom. Let's all settle down. Let's all settle down. Happy Sabbath to you all. It's good to see y'all. I wasn't here last week. I was in New York. It was good being in New York, watching the leadership teach in person for the first time in a long time. So if you've never gotten a chance to visit New York, please visit New York whenever you can. You know, build relationships so they can get to know faces and things like that. What else? Oh yeah, I saw the movie Us too, which is a great movie. If I act paranoid, just understand that it's because of that movie. And I don't know if I'm looking at the real y'all or the us y'all. So if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So just understand, if you haven't seen the movie, please see it. There's a lot of symbolism in it. It's a great movie. Passover's coming up, so Lord willing, we getting 11 out of our houses. It didn't behoove me to go over Passover because Passover's next week. But Deacon Asaph did a class on it last night. I don't know if any of y'all watched it, but please, if you haven't seen it, please watch it because he goes into much detail about how to prepare for Passover. So just make sure y'all watch that before time comes for us to celebrate the Passover. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So the title of the class is Forget Not the Order of God. Forget not the order of God. So we're just going to be going over the order of God. More so, I'll be touching on the men. This is more so for the men, this class. So we're going to be talking about the order of God's creation, how God creates certain elements and certain things on this earth to do his bidding. We're going to talk about the disorder and order of men, and we're going to talk about the importance of structure. All right, so, Rita, you ready? All right. So, we're going to start with the order of God's creation. So, let's start with Ezekiel chapter 37, and we're going to start at verse 7.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied there was a noise, and behold, a shaker, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
So brothers, who knows what this is right here? Who knows what's going on in this verse right here? So Jay, can we get him a mic? Who has a mic? Can we get the brothers mics? Please. Brother Avery right here. Can you read that verse for me, soldier, again?
So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaker, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
Okay, so what's this talking about, soldier Avery?
The beginning of Israel waking up.
Is your mic on? We gotta get these brothers some working mics, brothers. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, behind you.
Beginning of Israel waking up.
This is the beginning of Israel waking up, also known as the Valley of Dry Bones. All right, so we got to understand, in America, particularly, this is the Valley of Dry Bones. All right? Why are we dry? Because we don't know our heritage, we don't know our customs, we don't know our history. They try to cram all our history into 28 days in February, when our history goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but they try to cram our history into 28 days. And for the brothers, they give us MLK, and for the sisters, they give y'all Rosa Parks. And that's pretty much it. So this is the Valley of Dry Bones. Continue, bro. Verse 8.
And when I behold, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
So it says the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. So this is the beginning of our people waking up. Now they're starting to get their identity back. Okay, I know I'm somebody, but I really don't know who I am. I'm African American, I'm Pan-Africanist, I'm Kemetic. You know what I'm saying? So this is the beginning of us, the Most High is jogging our memory like, you come from a great Right, but at this point in time, we don't know who we are. And it says, but there was no breath in them. Who knows what that breath is? I'm gonna just start. Okay, let me get Gabe, young Gabe. What's that? It says there was no breath in them.
It means there was no laws in them.
Okay, give me a scripture. You correct?
I don't got a script on.
Nah, let me get the young boy behind you. What's your? Yeah, let me get him. What's your name, bro?
Ricky.
Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't have scripture.
Nah, young boys, y'all killing me. Y'all memory supposed to be. Come on, Rami. Come on, bro. Give it a shot. Y'all don't know what the breath of life is? Oh man.
I do not have a script.
All right, let me get Yochanan.
Wisdom of Solomon 7:24.
Wisdom of Solomon 7. Okay, let's read it. I don't know what that one. I don't know. My man might have an exclusive. I don't know, Slim. Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. I don't know. You might have got that from the bishop's notes. I don't know. I mean, let's read it. Let's see what he got.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goes through all things by reason of her pureness.
No. That's talking about wisdom, bro. Right there. You're right there. What's your name, bro?
Shalom, brother Abraham.
Brother Abraham, come on, give it to me.
2nd Ezra 14:34.
2nd Ezra 14:34. Let me see. 2nd Ezra 14:34. No, that's not it. Come on, brothers. The breath of life. Come on, Soldier Percy. The breath. There was no breath in them. Come on, y'all.
Proverbs 7:2.
Come on, let's get it, man. Proverbs 7:2.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Keep my commandments and live,
Uh-huh.
and my laws as the apple of thy
It
eye.
says, keep my commandments and live. The breath is the laws of God. What you got, Soldier Manuel? I mean, Soldier Nathaniel, my bad. I said Soldier Manuel, my bad.
I had 2nd Ezra 3 and 5.
Okay, let's read it. 2nd Ezra 3 and 5. Let's
And
read
then
it.
at 7, it actually says the commandment.
It says 2nd Ezra 3 and 5, and then 7. Okay, let's read it.
This is the book of Second.
I'm sorry, 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 5. My bad.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
And gave us a body unto Adam without soul,
Mm-hmm.
which was the workmanship of thy hands.
Meaning the Most High.
And this breathed into him the breath of
It
life.
says, and did it breathe into him the breath of life. Let's see what that breath of life is. Read on.
And he was made living before thee.
So jump to verse 7.
And unto him thou gavest commandments.
It gave us him what?
Commandments.
So that breath of life is what, brothers? Make sure y'all write that down. Make sure y'all precept. What's up, Ricky? Baruch 4:1. Okay, let's read it.
This is the Baruch. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
I ain't gonna never get through this class if y'all keep busting my head open with these precepts, but it's all good. That's good though, y'all thinking. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
Uh-huh.
All they that keep it shall come to life,
Uh-huh.
but such as leave it shall die.
That's a great precept. All that keep the commandments shall come to life, shall breathe. Shall breathe. Right? Okay. Thank you, brothers. The participation is very much appreciated. Okay, let's try to get through this one more again. Ezekiel 37, verse 8.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above,
Uh-huh.
but there was no breath in them.
There was no breath in them, meaning there was no what? There was no laws in them. There was no law in them. Because if you look at us today, we're a lawless people. We are very, very lawless. Read on.
Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind.
Uh-huh.
Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain,
Uh-huh.
that they may live.
So come commandments, come wisdom, understanding. Wake these brothers and sisters up that's in this valley of dry bones. Read.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army.
An exceeding great army. And that's what we trying to build. That's what we are building today. Now, I personally haven't done any military service, but some of you brothers have. Some of you brothers are probably still active in the military. The Most High is building an army. One thing you need in an army is order. You need structure. When brothers go against the order and the structure, the mission cannot be accomplished. We have to respect one another. That also goes into respecting one another's titles and ranks. Now, the titles and ranks is only for order purposes, but you have to understand that there are men that come before you that can guide you in this walk. So when you go against the order, you're going against the Most High, because he set those brothers up, from the bishops all the way down to the brother that just coming in the door today. The Most High sets everything in order for a reason. Read on.
So then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
To all 12 tribes, read.
Behold, they say, our bones are dry.
Our bones are dry.
And our hope is lost. We are cut off from our part.
We're cut off from our history. Read.
Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
It says, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves, meaning your dead state. That dead spiritual state. I'm going to cause y'all to come up out of that with the commandments. Read.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
And we know that this is the work of the Most High, because for years we've been trying to figure out who we were. Am I this? Am I that? Then we see in the Bible, this Bible has been here for thousands of years. I never thought that slave ships would be prophesied in the Bible until I actually read it. I was like, wow, it actually does say that. Then when you read it and you actually go through the curses, it's like, this can only fit us. And then some people still say, nah, brother, well, where the slave ships at, brother? We don't know this, that, and the third, brother. Nah, see, where's the carbon dating, brother? Look, I don't give a damn about carbon dating. People that was put on slave ships sold throughout all the earth, and it ain't happening to nobody else but us. I'm just saying. I'm just putting two and two together. That's just me. Read on.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you.
And that's the product of what we see today. The reason why our brothers and sisters are sitting here today is because the Most High Spirit is in you. It's in you. Read.
And ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I am the Lord. Excuse me. We get a bottle of water? and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
Revelations 11:11. So the Most High said He's gonna put us back in our own lands. No more DC, no more Baltimore, no more Virginia, Chicago, LA, no more ghettos, no more potholes, no more drugs. Revelation 11:11.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half.
So that 3 days and a half translates to 350 years. If you don't have that, write it down. Don't ask me why it's 350 years. I don't know. That's just the understanding that I was given. All right? So read it again.
And after 3 days and a half.
After 350 years, read.
The Spirit of life from God entered into them.
Entered into who? The valley of dry bones. The Israelites. Read.
And they stood upon their feet.
A
great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And that happened when? During the Memphis milestone. 800 plus men in the Lord, in the commandments, standing up for the Most High. Put fear in people. Put fear in these other nations. They know what's happening, man. They see it happen. Like you can't keep us down, but for so you can only keep us down, but for so long, man. Until this is how you know this is the work of the Most High. 800 plus men. They see sisters out there wearing dresses, fringes, modesty, shamefacedness. You know what I'm saying? This is what Esau is scared of. So we building an army. In an army, you need order. Exodus 15:3. Exodus 15:3. Because it's going to be the men out there, we the ones out there that's fighting. You know what I'm saying? Exodus 15:3.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
No, the Lord is a man of what?
War.
Of what?
War.
Of war. W-A-R. 3-letter word, but it's a very heavy word. He is a man of war. When you read through the Old Testament, it's a lot of killing. It's a lot of bloodshed. A lot of it. The Most High likes that. Read.
The Lord is a man of war.
Uh-huh.
The Lord is his name.
The Lord is his name. Put some respect on his name. Judges chapter 3, verse 1. It says, the Most High is a man of war. So you sisters, if you don't want a man of war, hey, go to the church. He can sit at home with you and y'all can braid each other's hair and give each other manicures and pedicures and watch Lifetime movies. Nothing wrong with Lifetime movies. I'm just taking stabs. Judges 3:1.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them.
So this is during the time of Judges. The Most High left nations around us to prove us as warriors. Read.
Even as many of Israel as have not known all the wars of Canaan.
Because this generation didn't know all the wars of Canaan prior. This was a totally different generation that didn't know nothing about war. Read.
Only that the generation of the children of Israel might know to teach them war.
So the nations were left around for that particular generation of Israelites to teach them to war. Because they had because why? The Most High is a man of war. When the Most High sent us into lands to conquer, he didn't say, okay, go into this land, y'all sit down, sign a peace treaty, y'all talk, y'all can have that side, everything on that side of the river, we'll take everything on this side of the river. No, it wasn't like that. The Most High said, go into this land and kill everyone. Strike down their altars and take their land. But you need order to do that. You just can't have a bunch of jarheads in there just shooting up and just slicing everything up. You have to have order. Read.
At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof.
Because they knew nothing. That generation of Israelites didn't know nothing about war. So the Most High left those nations around to teach them. Like, you growing up, right? Everybody know you got that one dude in the neighborhood. Or sisters, you got that one sister in the neighborhood that's always like to fight. They picking fights with you. And then one day you just say, you know what? I'm going to throw them hands. I don't know how to fight. I ain't no professional boxer. But I'm going to throw them hands. You're not just going to keep touching me and punching on me. And you learn how to war. You learn how to fight. You learn how to protect yourself. That's what the Most High did. He left the bully around. It was like, no, y'all going to learn how to fight. Why? Because we're an army at the end of the day. We are a great nation. We are army. And in our army, you need order. So, give me the video, 300. We've seen this movie. I actually got to watch this movie again because it's been a while. Just watch the order that these brothers are in. Now, this is actually our history, but, you know, they whitewash everything. Sisters, never mind the six-pack. But, you ready? Let's go.
Earthquake.
No, Captain. Battle formations.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! This is where they die! And these shields, boys! Remember this day, man. For it will be yours for all time!
Now, as you see where they at, they in between two rocks. because they know they outnumbered. So that's what we said. You gotta have order. When we in war, you have to have order. You have to plan things out. It's probably a good, if I had to estimate, I don't know, 10 to 20,000 of them, and it's probably, what, 300 of them? So you gotta use your surroundings. You gotta be like, okay, let's flank ourselves in between these rocks, one behind the other. And when they start to thrust, we push, stab, shield, thrust, shit. Like, you'll see it. It's order, man. You can't have one brother that's just out there trying to stab people when he get his head chopped off. You can't have that. You can't have no jarhead out there. Play.
Spartans! Lay down your weapons! Persians! Come and get them! You can do!
There's more of them running up, but look how they in order. Look how they in formation. Ain't nobody breaking their ranks. They push, stab, shield, and do it all over again. Then you got brothers behind them that's coming around, that's behind them, and killing them some more, making sure they dead. Play on.
No mercy!
Now, sisters, don't y'all want righteous men like that to fight? Y'all sitting over there like, I don't know. Alright, okay. Alright, I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to get on that level. I don't know what y'all talking about, but forget a jab, slip a jab, like nah, I'm trying to yield swords, man. Proverbs 8:22. Proverbs 8:22. We're still talking about God's order, the order of creation. Everything God created has an order. He uses them for whatever purpose he sees fit. Proverbs 8, start at verse 22.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way,
Uh-huh.
before his works of old.
So this is King Solomon talking about Christ. This is Christ right here he's talking about. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Christ was the first thing that God created before anything else. Read.
I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning,
Uh-huh.
or ever the earth was.
I was set up from ever. I was set up to last for eternity, before even there was a beginning. Read.
When there was no depth, I was brought forth.
Uh-huh.
When there were no foundations abounding with water.
Fountains.
Fountains abounding with water.
Uh-huh.
Before the mountains was settled, before the hills were brought forth, while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth.
Uh-huh.
When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep.
Here's the point. Read.
When he gave to the sea his decree.
When he gave to the sea his decree. A decree is an order. Read.
That the water should not pass his commandment.
That the water should not pass his commandment. Who can explain that? That the water shall not compass his commandments. Baruch. No. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get it because you raised your hand, but I got you next, Baruch. No, yeah. Bro, what's your name? Paul. Brother Paul. It says, when he gave the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment. What that mean?
There's a certain part of a certain area where the water cannot come past. God said it stops at a certain.
Okay, you right. Give me some more. Like, give me an example.
Well, if you take the sea or when we go on the beach, it stops at the.
There you go.
A certain point.
At the shoreline. There you go. The water. Oh, you got this massive body of water. You see the waves come in, and then the waves go right back out. That's the decree that the Most High gave the sea. You can only go but so far. So what does that tell you? That everything that the Most High created has a spirit. There's a spirit in the earth. Everything has a spirit, from the animals, the trees, the plants, the moon, the stars, the wind, everything, the soil, the minerals, everything has an order, and it follows its order, and it does what it's supposed to do when the Most High tells it to do it. Read verse 29 again.
When he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth.
Okay, so from there, go to Sirach 43. We're going to do a little bit of reading today. I'm going to try to get through it all. But keep in mind, the Most High gave the sea his decree. Sirach 43, we're going to start at verse 1.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse 1. The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious shew. The sun, when it appears, declareth at his rising a marvelous instrument. The work of the Most High.
Like when you see the sun coming up over the horizon, it's a beautiful thing to watch. Read.
At noon, it parcheth the country. And who can abide the burning heat?
Like it's about to start getting warm outside, right? So when it's at high noon, that's when the sun is at its hottest. Right? Read on.
A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat.
So a man blowing the furnace is in the works of heat, like those blacksmiths that be making swords and stuff like that, glass makers. They in some heat. Read.
But the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more.
But the sun is 3 times hotter than that. It says it burns the mountains. Read.
Breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams. It dimmeth the
It
eyes.
dimmeth the eyes, man. You can't look directly into it. You got to go like this. Read.
Great is the Lord that made it.
Uh-huh.
And at his commandment.
And that is what?
His commandment.
And is what?
His commandment.
Uh-huh.
It runneth hastily.
And at the commandment of the Most High, it runneth hastily. He commands the sun to rise, and he commands the sun to go so the moon can come. The sun knows his order. The sun knows God's commandments. But somehow when it comes to us, we don't have that same understanding.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.